Hey guys, so today you are doing surface area of pyramids and cones. Please make sure that you are following along with the notes so that you can understand it. I'm sorry I am not there. As usual, email me if you have any questions. So the objective today is that by the end of the period, you guys will be able to learn new definitions associated with pyramids and cones and find the surface area of regular pyramids and cones by drawing nets and using the given formulas. So much like Monday and Tuesday, we can draw nets for any of these figures, but if you guys feel comfortable without drawing nets, that's perfectly fine. I'm going to do 2 examples with nets, and then for the actual questions, if you guys want to draw a net, you can, but you definitely do not have to. So some vocabulary, again, if I'm going too fast, just pause it. So the altitude of a pyramid is the height of the pyramid. It is the perpendicular distance between the base and the vertex. So that is the H portion of this pyramid. The slant height of a pyramid is different. It is the height of any lateral face. So that will be a different value than the height here. And again, if I'm going too fast, just pause it so that you can write the definitions down. The slant height of a cone is very similar, so it is the distance between the vertex and a point on the edge of the base. So the slant height is on the outside of the cone. Think about an ice cream cone. It's from the tip of the cone to the top, or the point of the cone to the top where the ice cream sits. And then the height, the altitude of a cone is much like the pyramid. It goes from the vertex all the way down into the base. Also with cones, we have our radius because obviously it is a circle shape. With pyramids, though, we have, we can have triangle shapes or square shapes or rectangle shapes. So this figure is a square pyramid. And we know it's a square because my side lengths are both 5. And we know it's a pyramid because all the sides come together in one single point at the top there. Also with pyramids, all of our lateral faces are triangles, which this one is. So, the height of this pyramid here. Now, this is where you guys have to do a little bit extra work sometimes. The height of the pyramid, so the height goes from the vertex all the way down to the base right here. Oh man, it's not going to let me do this. So right here. We don't know what that is, so we need to figure that out. If you are looking at this triangle here, we could basically make our own triangle by doing this and adding in some lines. So if my side is 5 here, that means the little piece that I have, this little piece that I highlighted in yellow, is, how can I erase this? Sorry, is 2.5 because it is half the length of the square. So the base of this is 2.5. The height is what we are trying to find, and then we know the hypotenuse, which is 9.3, and that happens to be our slant height. So we can write that in 9.3 centimeters as our slant height. The height of this square pyramid we have to figure out by using the Pythagorean theorem. So we can do a squared plus b squared equals c squared. 2.5 squared and 9.3. I would subtract the 2.5 squared, so I would get h squared, my height, equals, and I just basically did 9.3 squared minus 2.5 squared in my calculator, and make sure that you do it that way. So I got 80.24 for h squared, and then I need to take the square root of both sides, and I get h is approximately 8.96 centimeters. Okay, so then the net, these nets are a little bit easier to draw because we know that all of the sides are triangles, and we know that the base is a square. So if the base is a square, all of these sides are 5. And again, when we're drawing nets, we don't need to put the units down. It takes up too much room. And then on your, you can make your little triangles go out because they all come together in one single point at the top up there. And the slant height of this is 9.3. So all of these have a slant height of 9.3 when we unfold this. So make sure you get the net looking like that. Okay, and then we'll move on to the next one. So the next one is a cone. And again, we can draw in this is a little bit easier picture because it's bigger. We can draw in a line here that would represent the height. So we know what the radius is. The radius is 3. We know the slant height is 5 meters, so we could add that into our slant height down here. And to find our height, we need to use the Pythagorean theorem. So we would have 3 squared plus h squared equals 5 squared. You can subtract 3 squared from both sides, but again, remember not to do 5 minus 3 and then square it. You're doing 5 squared minus 3 squared. So h squared would be 16, and then if we take the square root of both sides, we get h equals 4 meters. Then the net for this, I just kind of draw it looks like, you know, a baseball diamond almost, like if you're at home plate at the tip, and then, or a baseball like field, and then there's my circle, okay, if it wants to draw. So we know that this height here is 5, that's the slant height, and then the radius of the circle is 3, and that is how it would look. It's not gonna be my friend today, guys. Okay, I'm going to make this a little bigger so it's a little bit more realistic there for you guys. This does not want to be my friend today. Okay, there, 3. We do not know what a length of this is. Because it's not on that shape. And we also don't know what the length of this is until we figure out the circumference of the circle. So write this down. The surface area of a regular pyramid is B plus 1/2 P times L. So B is the area of the base, P is the perimeter of the base, and L is the slant height of the solid. And what we mean by regular pyramids is that you would have like a square base where all the sides are exactly the same, or you would have a triangular base where you have, you know, 3, 3, and 3, and then you have, you know, a height of 2.6 or something. You also might have, you know, a hexagon, or a, yeah, that's not a perfect hexagon, obviously, but say all of the sides were, you know, 4. That would be a regular polygon, or a regular pyramid. When we move on to a rectangular pyramid where we have, like, this is 3 and this is 6 here, that is a different type of thing, and we cannot use this formula on there. So make sure to get this all written down, and it might be helpful to write all same length sides. Okay, so then find the surface area of the following figures. Okay, so this is a regular pyramid because we have all sides of the base are 5. So to find the area of the base, again, if you need to pull your cheat sheet out, pull that out. So our base is this. So the area of a square is s squared, or 5 times 5, which would be 25. So again, I'm going to circle my answer because I know I'm going to have to use that later on. The perimeter of the base, if all of those sides are 5, all of the other sides of the square are 5. So we'd have 5 times 4 because we have 4 equal sides, which would be 20. And then the slant height of this figure is 4.7. We do not need to find the actual height of this figure right now because we don't need it for our formula. So for surface area, we're going to plug in B. So we're going to have, I'm going to write over here because I don't have quite enough room. We're going to have B plus 1/2 of P times the slant height of 4.7, or L. So I'd get 25 plus 1/2 times 20 times 4.7 is 47. And then you would add those two together to get your final answer of 72 yards. And remember, because this is surface area, we need to square it. So for number 2, we're going to do it the same way. Our base for this one, though, happens to be a triangle. So if you look, all of the sides of the triangle are 9. And again, if you guys need to borrow colored pencils or highlighters, just go ahead and go up and grab them. So this is a regular triangle, so we can use it. It has all the same side lengths. So for the area of a triangle, I need to do 1/2 base, which is 9 here. And then the height of this triangle is right here, which would be 7.8. So when I put all those together, I get B equals, where's my answer there? 35.1. And again, you don't need to use units until the end. Again, I circle my answer there so that I can get, or so I know what I need to use for my surface area problem. The perimeter of the base. So because this is a regular polygon, we are using those sides. So 9 plus 9 plus 9 to get our perimeter. And we get the perimeter of the base is 27. The slant height, they also give us, I'm going to highlight that in blue here. We don't need to figure out the actual height of this pyramid. We just need to find the slant height because we're just doing the surface area. So the slant height is 7.5. You're going to plug that into your equation. I'm going to put it up here because I don't have enough room. So surface area equals B, which is 35.1, plus 1/2 times P, which is 27, times L, which is 7.5. So I'd have 35.1 plus 1/2 times 27 times 7.5 is 101.25. You would add those two together, and you would get 136.35 inches squared. And again, make sure it's inches squared because we're talking about area here. I want you guys to do the next two. So pause the video and go ahead and do the next two that are on your notes, and I will go over them. So if you're just following along with this and you're not trying it, you need to pause it and actually try these two problems. So for number 3, my base is this. It is a square. It's a regular polygon. So I know that the equation for the area of a square is s squared, or 6 times 6, which would be 36. The perimeter of my square is 6 times 4 because all the sides are the same, which would be 24. And then my slant height, my L, is the only other option that's on there, which would be 11.4. So you plug that into your equation, which is B, 36, plus 1/2 times P, which is 24, times L, which is 11.4. We'd have 36 plus 1/2 times 24 times 11.4 is 136.8. And you would add those two together, and you would get 172.8 yards squared. Actually, I want to put that in a box. For number 4, this is not a rectangle, geez out, a triangle base for my pyramid. So, okay, first I need to do the area of the base, which is 1/2. The base of this triangle is 3, and the height of this triangle is the one that goes through the middle there, which is 2.6. Multiply those guys all together, and you get 3.9. The perimeter of the base, all we're doing is adding up those 3 sides, so 3, 3, and 3. So 3 plus 3 plus 3 would be 9. And then the slant height is the only other thing that's there, which is 3.1. So to find the surface area, we need to do B, which is 3.9, plus 1/2 times P, which is 9, times 3.1 for the L. You'd have 3.9 plus 1/2 times 9 times 3.1 is 13.95. You would add those two together and you would get 17.85 meters, 85 meters squared. Sorry, that's kind of small down there. Okay, now onto the surface area equation for a right cone. So I have been looking through like the homeworks and tests and stuff, and I don't think we do anything other than a right cone, which basically just means that, oh my gosh, why is this not working? Is that you don't have any like irregular shapes there. So it's a right cone, so you have your little circle shape there, and I don't even know if I can, okay, here we go. We'll go like this. And then when this forms a, right angle, it's going to give you the height there. So we have pi r squared plus pi rl. R is the radius of the base. You guys should know radius. And then L is the slant height of the solid. So again, if you need to pause that and write it down, go ahead and do that. To find the area of the cone, so we first need to find the radius. The cones are a little bit easier because we don't have to do, 3 steps. We can just throw it straight into our equation. So the radius of this one would be 2 because our diameter is 4. We need to divide that diameter by 2. The slant height is 10.2. The surface area, so we're just going to plug it into our equation that we have, is pi r, which is 2, squared, plus pi r, which is 2, times L, which is 10.2. Pi times 2 squared would be, I just rounded to like 2 decimal places here. It doesn't matter. You could just plug the whole thing into your calculator. And then pi times 2 times 10.2 is 64.09. You would add those two together and you would get 76.66 inches squared. Again, if they're giving you a decimal answer, please be sure to leave it as a decimal. Don't round it up to like this. If you rounded this and you rounded it to 77, please don't do that. Leave it as a decimal. Okay, the next one, so my radius is, actually, you know what? For number 2, I want you guys to draw in a line here and make this 24.6 so that we are going to figure out what L is. We do not know what L is. So first of all, my radius is 11, and then this will give you a little bit of practice for the homework here. So then I need to find my L. So I have 11 squared plus 24.6 squared equals C squared. 11 squared plus 24.6 squared is 726.16. And then I need to take the square root of both sides, which you guys can do in your calculator. and we would get approximately 26 point, actually I want to make this L here so that we know what we're talking about. So this is L would be 26 point, I'm going to round it to 2 decimal places, 26.95. Okay, so the surface area then, we're going to plug that in. So we have pi times 11 squared plus pi times 11 times 26.95. Then I'll plug this in my calculator. So 11 times, or sorry, pi times 11 squared is 380.13. And then pi times 11 times 26.95 is 931.33. So add those two together, 380.13 plus 931.33, and we would get the surface area is 1,311.46 miles squared. Okay, so if you need to pause it on there, that's fine. Okay, so once you get that down, I want you to do 3 and 4. We're going to make 4 similar to the one that we just did. And instead of the slant height being 13.4, I want the height to be 13.4, and you are looking for your slant height. So go ahead and pause it, and then give yourself some time to complete these. Please do not just listen to the slide and just do it like that. You need to try these. Okay, so hopefully you guys had enough time for number 3. So we are trying to figure out the, radius would be 3, and then the slant height is 10.4. So we're just going to plug that into our equation. Surface area equals pi times r squared plus pi times r times L. The first part is 28.27, and then the second part is 98.02. So add those two together and you get 126.29. It's kind of messy, sorry. 126.29 centimeters squared. Okay, then for number 4, we need to figure out what L is. So we do 6 squared plus 13.4 squared equals L squared. And I'm sorry I changed that up on you, but it's on your homework, so I figured it would be good. If you put that in your calculator, you get 215.56 equals L squared. And then we need to take the square root of both sides, and we get L equals 14.68. So now I have my L and my R is 6. So surface area equals pi times R squared plus pi times R times L. Pi times 6 squared is 113.1. Pi times 6 times 14.68 is 276.71. Add those two together, you get 389.81 inches squared. Okay, and then the last two. So, you can find the surface area of these pyramids, but we cannot use the formula. So, and that is because they are not regular. So these are rectangular pyramids, okay? So what we are going to do here is we are going to find 3 separate areas and just do this the old school way. Surface area is all about just finding the area of each face and adding them all together. So sometimes there's formulas, which are great. and they help speed up the process, but sometimes you get a question like this and you need to figure out each area. So the first thing is my base. So my base is down here, and my base happens to be a rectangle, so I'm going to draw it out. I'm going to actually put it over here so I have some more room. So the area of the rectangle is 3 times 6, which would be 18. So the area of my rectangle is 18. So that takes care of one piece. Okay? Then I need to find the area of the triangles. So I'm just going to kind of look at the front two. We have this triangle here. And then we also have this triangle here. Now sometimes I don't really have enough room here to draw a net, but you have two separate triangles that you need to deal with. So I'm going to deal with the yellow one first. Area of the triangle, and I'm going to highlight this one in yellow so we know that's the one we're doing. Okay, so area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. The base of the yellow triangle is 6. The height of the yellow triangle is 8.1. So I'm going to put that together. Area of the triangle is, which one did I do? 24.3. So the yellow triangle is 24.3. Okay. Then we have the blue triangle. So area of the blue triangle, and that is 1/2. The base of the blue triangle is 3. The height of the blue triangle is 8.5. You put those guys together, you get, where's my answer there? 12.75. Okay, now surface area is all about adding those areas together. So the only thing that you have to remember here is that, one of the things you have to remember is that the pyramid has 2 yellow triangles, 2 blue triangles, and then it has the green base. So we need to add all of those together and take that into consideration. So my surface area, I'll write it up here because I got a little bit more room. My surface area is the green base, which is 18, plus 2 of the yellow triangles, which is 24.3, plus 2 of the blue triangles, which is 12.75. And you can put all of that in your calculator, and you would get the surface area of this rectangular pyramid is 92.1 yards squared. Okay, you guys go ahead and try the next one. Don't play it until you try it. If you're stuck, play it a little bit and then pause it, but don't just let me show you how to do it. Actually try it. Okay, so we have our base, which is a rectangle, so I can easily find the area of that, and I'll put that in green here. So area of the rectangle is 12 times 6, so area of the rectangle is 72. So then I need to look at my triangles here. So I have this triangle, and I have this triangle. So the area, whoops, don't want to do that. Area of the yellow triangle is 1/2. The base of the yellow triangle is 12. The height of that yellow triangle is 8.5. So you end up getting, let's see, 51 for that one. The area of the blue triangle is 1/2. The base of the blue triangle is 6. The height of the blue triangle is 10, and that would be 30. So to get your surface area, you have 1 of the green rectangles, you have 2 of the yellow triangles, and you have 2 of the green or blue triangles. So put that all in your calculator and you get the surface area is 234 meters squared. Okay, and that is it for the notes. I need you guys to get the homework. And if you did not pick up a cheat sheet yet, or the sub did not give a cheat sheet yet, please grab that. And then your homework needs to be turned in on Canvas. It is only 12 problems. Please use your notes. and get that done and show your work. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. See you guys later.